Dr. Omwe Oga Emeka, the current Chief Medical Director of Alex Ekweme Federal University Teaching Hospital at Abakaliki, Ebonyi State. Our hospital is the major tertiary health institution in Ebonyi State and serves as a referral center for all the other hospitals and health centers in the state, as well as neighboring states. The hospital provides services to about 1,000 newborns annually. Before I met Professor Hippolyte Amadi, we have had challenges of providing adequate care to admit preterm babies in incubators and respiratory support to needy sick babies. About 46% of the admitted sick newborn babies require respiratory support, CPAP, oxygen therapy. This large number of babies needing these services overwhelmed our limited resources, delaying quality services delivery and probable deaths of some of the babies. In fact, my phone only rests for calls coming from the neonatal unit for one complaint or another, which has given me sleepless nights on how to surmount these problems. My contact with Professor Hippolyte Amadi and engaging him in providing services to my facility changed the whole picture on the positive side. Firstly, he was able to supply us with a CPAP machine at affordable cost that will adequately place a needy baby on it as soon as the baby presents. Fractions of inspired oxygen is accurately delivered to the baby. This has helped minimize death of babies from severe perinatal asphyxia, respiratory distress syndrome, meconium aspiration syndrome, and others. His supply of polite oxygen blend to my facility has helped my staff deliver correctly fraction of inspired oxygen needed by a sick newborn. Installation of polite splitter device that has the ability to deliver oxygen to up to 8 babies at the same time using the oxygen source. This particular gadget has reduced the constant calls I get from neonatal unit about oxygen. Has finished. Our babies in respiratory distress have overwhelmed the capacity of available oxygen cylinder through concentrators. I can now rest and sleep well from this particular problem. Professor Hippolyte's visit to my hospital has helped us maintain our incubators. 40 incubators that I thought cannot function again were recycled by him and put into optimal use. Many of our preterm babies are nursed in our incubators, providing thermoneutral environment that prevents problems of hypothermia. This has reduced mortality rate of preterm babies in my facility. Beyond the job training he provides for my staff on how to use the gadget as the incubator, CPAP, polite blend, etc. has helped in quality service delivery. My staff look forward to his visit to my facility as they are very enthusiastic to learn new things from it. The Firefly that he also provided us with has also stopped the process of exchange blood transfusion because it works like magic. I will summarize by saying that things have drastically changed on a positive note in the neonatal unit of my facility. Minimal complaints from the matrons and doctors working in the unit, and most importantly, reduction in neonatal mortality rate in my facility. I look forward to maintaining this beautiful relationship with Professor Hippolyte Amadi and plead with him to continue rendering his services to my facility. My target is to have a conducive working environment in the unit and to record very minimal or zero neonatal mortality rate in my facility. Thank you, Professor Amadi, for being with us, and I pray that all well-meaning Nigerians and other individuals will join hands in this fight of reducing neonatal mortality in Nigeria and Africa as a whole. Thank you, and God bless you.
Born to live, not to die is a spark. I consider it a spark in a bush that is sort of smoldering, Some work has gone on, but this book for me is like igniting something. But with every form of ignition, with every form of spark, you need some kind of fuel to get fire going. And I feel there are three things that we could do to help this little spark turn into a blazing fire. One, government. As much as the government has, we have concerns about the government and government quarters. The truth is that one bad policy from a government can render years of hard work useless. So I feel that there is need to still find allies in the corridors of power, people that can become like midwives to this young baby, people that would stand in corridors protecting. So effort, whether it's through legislation or whatever, but to reach out to the government, to reach out to patrons, matrons in government circles that can nurse this. Secondly, communication, appropriate communication is so key to any campaign. And why the book is beautiful the way it is, we need to find creative ways to make the message and the content relevant or appropriate, let me say, to different sectors of the society. Like the young woman who is uneducated, expecting a child, needs the information the book has, but probably will not be able to read this book in its present form. So movies and such other forms, social media platforms, social media handles that can help take this message and reduce it to forms and formats that will be easily digestible by different sectors of the society. And thirdly, NGO. There should be a kind of would I say a setup that will help push this. An NGO will be it. But meanwhile, even before that NGO happens, collaboration with other NGOs that share similar values will be of great help. Thank you.
Hello, yeah, my name is Surveyor Charles Osago. I've read Born to Rule. No, sorry, not Born to Rule. I've read Born to Live, Not to Die by Professor Hippolyte Amadi. It was a compelling story. I've really been touched that things like this happening in our country, Nigeria. Straight to the point. On item number 3, specifically the sub 1 of number 3, and how to create this consciousness, how to bring it to notice of our legislators. I think we have to engage advocacy group like NGOs to take it up. There are people in the National Assembly, some NGOs from experience who've done something like this. We can engage them. They know how to organize the protest and sustain it, like for 1 week, 2 weeks, at the entrance to the National Assembly. And this will bring it to the notice of the senators and honorable members. So with that, we'll even also be hitting item 32 and item 1 and item 2 rather. Because the consciousness, when it is created, it will trickle down the line, and we'll follow it up with paid presentations on national television. So I think we should be able to do this, engaging advocacy group, NGOs, to sustain protests and make presentations to the sick audience with the Senate President, and then make presentation on how to save our newness. Then we can now create a contact group that will approach people like Dangote, Otedola, that's now coming to item number 2, towards raising funds. They don't know to wait for government. This, for now, is little I can suggest, given the time. Thank you.
Born to Live and Not to Die is interesting, it's encapsulating. It provides us an in-depth insight into the challenges faced by the author, the neonatals, and the healthcare system in developing economies. The author provides us with as much information to have a better understanding of what he's gone through for the last 2 decades. His effort to save lives, his effort to ensure that neonatals live and not die. The author also makes us to be aware of the challenges faced by the healthcare system in developing economies with regards to facilities, equipment, and professionals. He also provides us an insight with his crusade to ensure that he puts as much effort as possible to save lives. It is a personal crusade. It is a fight, a selfless fight, and a fight that has been carried on by a man dedicated just for one thing: to save lives.